It is doing this shit again. There. Hello everybody. Welcome to the Alexyss Celebrity Reads edition. It's good to see you tonight. Oh, child. I'm sorry. Hi, Dr. Angela. I am sorry. Hi, Johnny. Hi, Nigel. Hi, Goddess. Child. I'm trying to get myself together. Hi, Robert. Hello, everybody. Thank you. I'm working on it, getting like y'all, honey. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna try. I'm trying not to make this reading that long. And to be honest with you, hi, Goddess Arisha. I'm okay, Johnny. Thank you for asking. I wasn't going to do this reading. I didn't want to touch this reading. I think it was, what was it, last Monday when I did, hi, James. When I did the last reading and the beautiful young man came in and asked me about Aretha Franklin. Hi, Kesha. And I said I was not going to do that read. Oh, thank you for the hearts. I absolutely love the hearts. I love it when you send me hearts. I said I was not going to touch that reading, but I had checked it and I knew she was dying. Okay, and I really didn't want to check that. I didn't want to do that reading because I felt like it, might have been too close to home for me to touch it. So I didn't. Thank you. I love the hearts. Thank you so much. I need all of that beautiful love energy. Okay, so I was done with that. I wasn't going to do it. And I think this was Saturday. Hi, Parker. Hi, Kesha. Hi, Nova. Hello, beautiful Nova. I think this was Saturday night when this happened to me. Well, actually, I took a nap because I was like, I got to make myself get more sleep so I can exercise and really get in tip-top shape again for the next show. Because I'm gonna sing to you soon. And I know some of you have asked me. Thank you, baby. Hi, Aunt Sissy. People have asked me to sing when I'm on the lives, but as you can see, we have so much information and stuff to discuss on the lives and I talk so much because the information is coming through. Oh yeah. Oh boy. You know what? I have guests, and I hope people don't take this the wrong way. What I'm getting ready to say. Okay, I'm just gonna say it because he won't leave me alone. Saturday, earlier in the evening, I took a nap. I'll do stuff. Hi, my beautiful daughter. Hi, Jenna. I love you so much too, my baby. Hi, Cinnamon. Thank you. Hi, Gary. Okay, this is what happened. I'm just gonna fucking get it out. I woke up into Saturday morning. I guess that was Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, I feel him standing right here. All I can say is, Daddy, please, Daddy, I need you. Let me do a libation. I'm trying not to smoke, but this might drive me to smoke tonight. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh. Aretha Franklin. Ashe. See how Franklin. Ashe. Grandma Eliza. Ashe. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. I get up and I came downstairs because I said, damn, I went to sleep and I left stuff on. So when I came downstairs at about 3 to cut the air, hi, beautiful Thomas Bingham. I walk into the living room and it was dark. So I said, let me cut the air conditioner on. And since it's 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll just stay up. I'm going to wash my hair and just put it in ponytails because I'm wide awake. I'm not sleepy, even though it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay. I go in the dark. I just kind of hold my phone light up to the thermostat, and I turn the air on. As I'm turning away from the air conditioner, I look in the dark, and I see something standing. Hi, Laura Allen. Hi, Sheila. I see something standing in the living room. I see this image that looks like Aretha Franklin. And I said, no, don't do that. No, I wasn't going to say don't do this. Hey, Tanya. And then I started looking, and I said, that looks just like Aretha Franklin standing in my living room, and she had on all white. And her face, she wasn't smiling, she didn't talk. She was just staring off, and her face was very sad. And then I felt someone else in the room. It felt like 3 people in the room. And then I looked, and I saw her father. I saw Aretha Franklin's father, who I really don't know anything about, but I've been listening to him. A bad man. And I've been listening to him sing today. I've been listening to him preach yesterday, today. And then there was another woman beside them. I felt like a grandmother, a mom. I don't know if Aretha Franklin's mom is still on this side or has gone to the other side. There were a lot of women around her father, which gave me the impression women loved Reverend Dr. C.L. Franklin, baby. Because they still very protective over him now. So I'm trying to turn. When I see this, I'm trying to turn and walk out of the living room. Hi, Gemini. Hi, beautiful man. And I'm saying, no, I'm not doing this reading. And I'm trying to turn and walk away from them. And I leave the room. They follow me. It's Aretha Franklin, and it's her father. So I said, Aretha, would you like me to do a reading on you? I want to ask you some questions. Her mom left when she was 6. Aw, thank you, Elizabeth. I saw her with her, but I didn't see her close to, I didn't see Aretha's mother close to Aretha's father. Hi, Kiki. I saw other women. Thank you, Elizabeth, was close to Aretha's father. There's like a group of women, and some of the women I saw around him are singers, and they're very elegant, and they're beautiful. They're beautifully dressed. Their clothes look like they were made. These clothes fit them perfectly to a T. And a couple of them have beautiful hats, beautiful hair. These women that are around C.L. Franklin are immaculate, and they're singers. Really, Elizabeth? Okay, so C.L. is standing on the other side of Aretha. So I try to talk to Aretha, and I think I'm going to get the reading for Aretha. So I started writing down her name and, age and stuff on the paper. Her father tells me to shut up. I said, yes, sir. He said, you ain't talking to Aretha. You're talking to me. I said, yes, sir. I don't really know him. I don't know who he is. So I know who he is. You see what I'm saying? But I don't know him. I don't know his history or anything about him. I just know he's a very powerful and highly respected preacher and civil rights activist. Very powerful man. But he's in here now. He got on white too. Real sharp. And the more I listen to Aretha Franklin's father, Aretha is being protected by her father right now. Thank you, Tanya. And Aretha Franklin is under her father. Now, I don't know anything about them. Yeah, Elizabeth, but let me tell you why. See, I don't know the father. I'm just telling what he told, how he treated me. So I don't know how he treats people. He's very authoritative. He's very aggressive. And he's very angry. He's pissed as hell. And from what he's been saying to me, Aretha Franklin's father has been angry for a very long time. And he is still powerful on this side. He is still alive in the astral. This man, I know some of you are not going to like what I'm getting ready to say. Do I have your permission, Reverend Dr. C.L. Franklin? Okay, well, he said don't say all of it, but you can say, okay, yes, I said you're powerful. I said you're powerful then, and I said you're still powerful and you're still alive, even though your body has gone. You're still alive. You're still very active. Oh, okay. Well, see, he has issues with me telling about him, how deep he is. But I'm telling you, this is a bad man. I don't know everything about him. But he said, I can say, he's got his chest out. He said, you can say I'm powerful. That's okay if you say I'm powerful. I'm powerful then, I'm powerful now. He said, I've been over here handling some things. And he comes up as the magician. So I feel something very magical and very occult. Is that okay? He said, no, really, yes and no. He said, but okay. He said, I feel a very heavy occult energy on Aretha Franklin's father. Yeah, I'm sorry if you all just thought he was some regular preacher. That's not the energy I'm getting. This is a very powerful metaphysician. He was in his body. And you see, he accomplished a lot of things, and he helped to initiate his daughter to go to the higher level. Yeah, but watch for him, sister. Yeah, well, you know, he's not trying to do anything with me. I'm just telling you what he's saying. Yeah, you're right, Dean. And he had to be. But there are other sides to that he's saying he doesn't want me to mention. And right, he's not a regular preacher. He's grabbing my hand, so he's saying, don't go too far. Yeah, I'm not going to go too far, Reverend Doctor. I'm not going to go too far. I think he thinks I'm okay, but at the same time, he's been very rough with me. But I also saw him be very rough with Aretha, so I don't know how he was on his daughter. If he's very strict, kind of hard on her. We were talking, and he's very angry, as I said. He's been angry for a long time because when he saw her and he said, look at what they've done to my baby. He said, look at how you've come to me. Look at what they've done to you. And he doesn't believe that her illness, he said she suffered unnecessarily, and he said her illness was not a natural illness. He feels that someone did something to her, hi Christina, out of how can I say, revenge for him, or spite, or dislike for him. He feels like this was a curse. That's okay. We hadn't been here long. I'm talking about Aretha Franklin, and I tried to do, Aretha Franklin came into my house Saturday after I said I was not going to speak on this last week, and her father came. So her father wouldn't let me talk to Aretha. He said, told me shut up. And Aretha shut up too. She wouldn't talk to me. And he said, I want to talk to you. I want to talk. And he said he's very angry because he was not ready to die. He said, I want to come back. And if I could come back in my body, if they could resurrect me, or if I could come back in another body, I will, because I have a lot of debts to settle. He said, I died before my time. And I'm like, what is he talking about? I don't know his history. So I knew the father had, his body had died, but he said his life was taken. He said, they took my life from me, and I was supposed to be here longer. And I don't know, baby. I didn't ask. Look, let me tell you something, Nova. I'm trying not to go too deep in this. I just wanted to share it a little bit. I'm trying to be surface. See, he's laughing. He's laughing at me because he said, I want to talk. He's been telling me he just wants to talk. And I said, I don't want to know, because I don't want to say anything to offend anybody. Yes. He said they took his life from him. And I said, what are you talking about? So somebody killed you, and you're saying you think they killed Aretha? And he said, look at you, my baby. And he was looking at Aretha like she was his prized possession and creation. And he said, look at what they've done to you. They've sent you to me destroyed. He said, my baby, look at how you come to me looking. And he's heartbroken. His life was short and it's not okay. Yeah, he said he's still very angry about the way his life was taken. So I started to do the reading, and we had a little talk about when she was 12 years old. I think she got pregnant at 12. When Aretha Frank got pregnant at 12, and might have had a baby at 13. I do want to say too, there are a couple of people. Now everybody that has left their body doesn't know she's on the other side. She saw Sam Cooke. Whitney has been all over her. They've been hugging. She's so glad to see her. I just saw Whitney get like this. Hey, Rich, and jumped up, grabbed her with both hands and wrapped her arms around her neck. And so she's glad to see her. They're both glad to see each other. I looked because I wondered how they got here. So you know who I started looking for. My father, because I know he knew them. And I saw my father in the living room. He didn't speak. They've seen him. Her father wasn't mean to my father. So I knew he knew him. He knew who he was. I don't know if they ever met or hung out, but Aretha's father knows my father. And there was nothing negative said, but he's hard on me for some reason. So I'm very respectful when he talks hard to me, and like he told me to shut up. I just said, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Whatever you want, because I'm really curious why you're so mean to me and why you won't let me talk to you. Because you need to talk to me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'm looking for the entities attached to the father. Yes, Dean, I saw him in here, but he's not talking. He's obviously, he must have led them here because the father wanted to talk. And I don't know if Aretha's going to talk, but I'm not going to push it because I think there's some things I don't want to see. And if I see them, I don't think I want to come and repeat them in public, because the father told me he does not like some fucked up things that are said about Aretha and that are said about him. And he told me I better not participate in the shit. And I said, Reverend Dr. Franklin, I am not saying anything bad. I said I wasn't going to do the reading. I'm not listening. I'm not going back and forth saying anything about you, saying anything about your daughter. I'm hearing the rumors. I hear them floating. They have nothing to do with me. And he said, you better not get in it. Yes, sir. I've been quiet. I'm not saying nothing. What you just said, you talk. He said, I didn't ask about Aretha's mom. But yeah, he's indifferent about that. He's still emotional about Aretha's mother and the fights, and okay, he's admitting some things. He said he was wrong. He said, but it wasn't all my fault. I said, so he's saying that to me now. I said, okay. And he's saying he tried to do the best he could, but he knew that he had his shortcomings and his weaknesses. So I said, well, I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to push it, because I'm not trying to say or do anything to hurt you or hurt Aretha. If you want me to say this, I'll let you take the lead. He said he wanted to be the lead over the reading. He did not want Aretha to do a lot of conversing with me. He wanted to handle the reading. So I don't know if that's how he's coming to everybody else when other people are doing readings. Only Franklin. Right now, the father wants to talk to me, and he was talking about how angry he is when he was here. Now, I don't know if he was married. I don't know which woman he was married to when he said he was killed. Pastor of a mega church, when they weren't that many. God only knows what happened. Well, people were talking about, and Ray Charles was talking about too, the orgies or something that Oh, he just tapped me. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. He said, yeah, I know that mother. Reverend, you can't cut all the cuss. He a little bit rough. He got a temper on him too. He cuss. At least over here. He'll cuss. He got a real bad temper on him. I don't know what the man was like in his body. I don't know if anybody that know him see this side of him that he's showing to me. He's manhandling me. He got a mouth on him. I put it that way. He off the chain. I'm just trying. Rev, look, Rev, come. We on camera, Rev. I don't want to repeat everything he's saying, but he got a mouth on him. You know what I'm saying? He's a street nigga. I will say that. He could preach and he could sing and dress up. But I'm telling you, he ain't no punk. Let's put it like that. That's why they came up on. So then I looked it up. Because I said, why he keep saying he was supposed to be here, his life was took? It's like somebody shot him. And when I asked about him, I said, Reb, I'm going to do the cards on you. Now that you done told me this, I want you to show me what you want me to know and what's okay for me to share. So when I asked about Aretha Franklin daddy, I got this. The devil. Okay. And then I asked, well, what you trying to tell me, Reb? I got this. He was set up and stabbed in the back. Somebody set that man up. I said, well, tell me what do you want me to know and what you want me to share. There was a man that I don't know the details of this because I don't like to look before I do a reading. I like to look after I do a reading because I didn't even know nothing about it. Main person I was concerned with from Detroit and Motown was my daddy. Think about it, a pastor who helped in his daughter's secular career. How many pastors that ones that connected? They got power. They got power. Yes, Christina. It said there must have been more than one time. He said, okay, let me try to tell you how this, I don't know if I'm going to spend more time on it or come back to it. Okay, to get the rest of the details of it. Because it's fucked up. Yeah. He said, okay, I'm getting several women's here. I don't know if he was involved with more than one woman, or these women wanted to be involved with him, or some women was upset, or somebody thought he was messing with that woman. And it's also several men here. Excuse me, I see the police here. I also see the courts here, so I don't know if they found this person. Maybe y'all or somebody know more than I know. You can tell if they find out who shot this man. But this, I'm telling you, from what he told me, this was a premeditated ambush. Did they find who did it? Because I'm seeing a man come up out of nowhere. The man was promised money and opportunities and like a rise, new opportunities, beginnings, a rise in stature if he killed Aretha Franklin daddy. So the way it's looking like him, he came up on him real fast, like he rushed up on him out of nowhere. That's what he's saying to me. He didn't really, he telling me, he said he felt it, like the spirit revealed to him, because something, he said something had went on, or some word was exchanged. There's some conflict because it's showing 3 women and it's showing a love relationship between men's and women's. See, now I don't know. They said a hit. Never heard of anyone brought to justice. This was a hit. Okay, this because I see the man. He come up quick. And he knew where to go. He knew that he was gonna come in, and as quick as he come in, he was gonna go out. And then he come towards him. Then the devil is above it, so that deals with obsessions, sex, money, and drugs. Now, I don't know which one was connected to the father, but these are the elements, and there's several women's and a man. So this look like a group of lovers here, or people exchanging, or could have been somebody together messing around with the other. They switch swapping, nigga switch hitting. See, I don't want to say. He said, "You mad at me? Did I?" He laughing. He said, "Yeah, that's Pat." Okay. Then after it was done, I'm seeing somebody in the legal rushed in, and they telling the people around him and talking to them. So I don't know how this went. And it's women's over here cheering this shit on. They celebrating this shit when this man was shot. And they thought he was dead. He was left for dead. This is what this is saying. It's fucked up. Because when I'm looking beside, because the Ten of Swords, a man down, been set up and backstabbed. And I'm telling you, all the elements was involved. Dick, pussy, and money, and dope. And people were happy that were associated in this circle. They was tapping their damn hand together about the shit. Okay. Then I looked down and I asked about the Ten of Swords. I get this. They're lovers. Somebody fuck it. You see what I'm saying? Somebody that he thought was a friend of his. An old friend. He's shaking his head. He said, yeah. Old friend. And two lovers. So this dealing with some heated fucking. See, that's why I didn't want to come on here with. I want to say that about that man. I tried to talk to ARETHA. The daddy telling me the shit tie in. Now I don't. He told me to say it. He's standing right here. With sharp. With some expensive shoes. And suit on. Tailor suit and stuff on. Like Malcolm said, chick. I don't know, Elizabeth. I can't say the man deserved that. I don't know. I'm just telling what he said to me. And then I told him to lead the cards. So when I shift him, he picked the cards. The man was set up, ambushed, and left for dead. I'm looking at it, and these were friends and lovers. These are men's and women's. He said gay. Okay, there was somebody gay in it, or bisexual. He said, Standing right here, and the other lady done came up, she tapping him on the arm. Boy, I see these women's loved it here. They all over him now. Okay, then, and this was also about money. There's another young man that's popped up here. His money was slow, but he also had a very emotional attachment. So I don't know if Sia had any sons that were in this, and the Wheel of Fortune's right beside it. So it looked like somebody made some money off of this, and somebody was looking to. He just say it was a preacher that. Okay, I'm put it like this. Because I don't know the players, and I don't know the preachers that were close to him. There was also a preacher, or maybe one, maybe more than one, that in his fall they rise. Okay. This is also, I know you hear what I'm thinking. Can I say this? I'm not talking about you though. If I say that what I said, okay. This is Masons. He ain't mad. Let me tell you something. And that's why I'm not going to go too deep in this. There's some dangerous shit. And these are very powerful circles. This man was in a very powerful people that he's dealing with, that raised him up, raised his daughter up. He had a lot of power and influence. People bowed to him, and he also respected a lot of people. But something went very wrong for them to set that man up, and somebody made money off of it, and somebody rose in power at his demise. And he said they was at his funeral. And these were lovers and old friends. Someone who wanted to be with him and be his lover. Oh, my spirit just told me we don't know the half of it. Well, I know. But I ain't finna repeat this shit on here. Because I just keep trying to leave this alone. Okay, so it's just so much I'm gonna say. Okay. And then I come down here because I'm saying somebody benefited off of it, male and female, and several people rose in ranks and in power. There's a female here that also, when he died, it took a lot out of this lady. It tore this lady up because there were things that came out about her husband and his transition. And she's just crying. She's a mother, but she's also secretly very intuitive and psychic. This tore her up when they did that to that man. Yeah. I didn't look deep enough. I don't know who he was married to at the time. Okay. I looked and I saw a lawyer come in, and then there's another woman that's a mother. That's why I'm wondering, was the woman he was with, if it wasn't Aretha's mother, did she have other children besides Aretha when this happened to Aretha's father? Because there was a mother involved. There were a lot of people that this had affected. And then I'm seeing the 5 of Swords come up. So there was a lot of fighting, jealousy of this man, a lot of competition. When he was hurt, there was a lot of family infighting because there was a lot of money that people were fighting over, because C.L. Franklin was the star. He was a major star, a major hitter, and they were wondering, was the man going to heal? When they saw he did not die the same day he was shot, they wanted to know, was he going to recover? And they were fighting about money for his healing, hoping that the man would heal, he would be restored. And there's constant drama and conflict in that family dealing with the money. There were men and women arguing about this. And there were people, it's so sad again, because this card, second card here, is showing that there were people that wanted this to happen to this man, that set him up and was waiting for this to happen. Now it's showing another woman here that was a mother and someone in law enforcement that knew this woman that was close to Aretha's father. It's literally like, I don't want to say this, it's literally like some people in law enforcement knew about this before it happened, and after it happened, they knew exactly. I'm not saying everybody in law. He just grabbed my arm. He said some of them were dirty and getting kickbacks. Then you see the high priestess. So there's another woman that knows exactly what's going on, and she fought. There was a group of people that associated with him that fought her and attacked her. And I think it's just like the person put in the chat earlier. There is a whole bunch of things here that are not known, but I mean, I think people, yeah, they did, because this lady here is a spiritual woman, and she comes up like this. So she had to fight another group for what she wanted, and there was a whole bunch of infighting and bickering. And then He said there was drinking, there was spying. And then when I asked how he sees his daughter, he sees his daughter like this. He feels like his daughter was trapped and bound, that she was a prisoner of this condition and this illness. And he also, because I did a reading last night and I picked up the cards and I did them again tonight. Aretha Franklin comes up as the Nine of Pentacles, a wealthy woman, an independently wealthy woman who is also coming up as the Nine of Wands, someone that was very sick and suffered. It looks like she suffered and then she would get better, and then she get hit again with another illness, suffer, and then she get better, then she get hit with another illness, and then she comes back. He said she suffered greatly and now she has passed over. He said, but there's still news, and he showed me they're going to celebrate her. They're going to honor her. Detroit loves her. This is their queen, and they're going to honor her. They're going to honor her around the world. People are going to come to pay their respects. Remember how strong Aretha was in the movement? Yes. Yes, he said she was. But he doesn't like the way, I'm trying not to cry because of the way he's hurt. He's gone from crying and very, very angry, wealthy and cursed. She suffered. Yes, Elizabeth. That's what he's saying, and that's what I'm saying. She suffered her whole life. And she held a lot of secrets. There were things she felt she would never reveal, she would never address, she would never discuss, and secret betrayal and abuse to her. Now, I'm seeing, when we look at the cancer, when they're saying she had cancer, I hear the number 10, like 10 years, but then family curse. Yeah, this is what the father said. This was a curse. He said this was a spiritual attack. And he even mentioned his father and his mother. Yeah, Elizabeth, that's what he's saying. And he hates that he's not here because he said if he had have recovered, because he keeps saying they cheated him out of his life. And they took his life from him. He said he would have fixed all this shit. You know, he's just so angry, and he looked at her and he said, You come to me. They did this to my baby on purpose because they knew she was my prized possession. I put so much into her. I had so much high hopes for her. I crafted her. I created her. Out of everything that went on, she kept going, and I taught her to be strong. And now my baby is just, it's like she's so little. She's so little. It's like I could see her bones. And he just put his hands to his face, and he started to cry, and he's enraged. I'm telling you, this man has a temper. He has been angry ever since they did this to him. And now he feels that they're going to continue. You just got to, this is because of me. This is because of me. He feels like this is because of him. And when I started to, he said, I feel like these good time girls around him lured him deeper. Yes, deviant lifestyle was easy for him. Enemy. Yes, Christina. Yes, because I'm seeing them come up all through the cards. Like her fear of flight, her wings. Really? Oh, because she never flew. Aretha never flew. I'm going to tell you something I saw because I knew her digestive system was messed up. Yes. Yes, out of jealousy and revenge. And I knew it was up here. I knew all the stuff up here. Which would be the pancreas, the spleen, the pancreas, the gallbladder, the liver, the stomach. When I looked at her stomach, I saw knots. I looked at the throat. I looked at the intestine. I saw these knots, which is what I saw in my friend's mother's stomach who died 2 weeks ago. And I saw she couldn't think properly. She couldn't eat. She couldn't walk. But I didn't want to get into that. Like I said, because it's so close, you know, to my father's. I didn't want to get into that. But the father demanded it. And I'm going to say something I don't want to say. I looked at Aretha Franklin's liver. Is that okay? Okay, he's going into my head to see. He knows what I'm going to say before I say. Is that okay? He says it's okay, but of course I have to be respectful. Yes, sir. I'm not saying it's her. I'm going to tell you the story of what I saw. Because when I look at people's body system, their organs tell stories. All of our organs have memory, cell memory, and they tell stories. Okay? When I look at Aretha Franklin's liver, it took me way back in time and started to tell me what was trapped in the cell memory of the liver. Oh my. A woman just came out of the grave with these long fingernails and just grabbed me. Yeah, the curse of relationship she was gifted in hate from tormented her, cursed and pain in her life. Yeah, he blames himself. This lady, I can see her face, and she was beautiful, but she has her hair cut like in a short kind of curly. It's kind of curly in the top and it's cropped low, faded. She got real pretty. She got nice hair. Light-skinned lady. She just reached up, and when she put her hand out, her fingernails was real long and hooked over. Like her fingernails have grown real long in her grave. She's grabbing me like she reaching towards me like she wants to talk. She wants to tell me something. She's not resting either. So I think this is a woman that's affiliated with Aretha Franklin's father. She's kind of opening her mouth like she's trying to speak. It kind of reminds me of like the way they show dead people that are rotting, that coming out of the grave in a horror movie. She just reached up from the grave and reached towards me. I just saw the long white fingernails curved over. Kind of got lines and hooked over, so I know she's been in there a long time. But she still has her hair. She still has some of her skin. She still has her fingernails. I just saw her like just something she wants to say. She's connected to the father. Okay. Let me tell you brief some of the story I saw when I looked at Aretha Franklin's liver. They took me way back, yes. And for some reason, Aretha Franklin's father mentioned Clive Davis and said that he has been speaking to Clive Davis, okay, about Aretha. So that tells me that Clive Davis is also very psychic and very spiritual if he can speak to dead, because he said he has been speaking to Clive. Now, I'm not going to get into that conversation. Okay? I'm going to leave that alone. This shit here. Okay. When I went back in time in Aretha Franklin's liver, I'm just going to describe to you what I saw. I heard. You know how when somebody, they've shown it in movies, and if you've ever smoked a cigarette or smoked weed or whatever, been real close, you know how when somebody lights the cigarette and they pull it in, you could hear the popping and the crackling of the cigarette. Okay? When I looked at the image from a long time ago, Aretha Franklin was young, like in her teens, like early teens. I saw the light on the cigarette, and if they was pulling on it, I saw it light up, and I heard the crisp crackling of the cigarette as it burned at the end as somebody inhaled on it. Oh, hell, Ray Charles ass done came in here with them shades on. So that means Ray Charles, don't do this. Don't do this, Ray. He grinning with them shades on. He done popped up in it. To my what I said. Ray, stop. I'm not finna get into this with you on camera. Now, we might do a reading later, but I'm not finna say what you are saying. Okay. When I heard the crackling of the cigarette and I synced it, I also seen somebody getting high, like smoking some kind of dope. I seen this puff of smoke, but the puff wasn't coming from all this big puff that came up. It wasn't coming from the cigarette. It was coming from some other type of drug. I don't know what type of drug they were using back then, or what else you could smoke besides a cigarette. Ray is trying to tell me, but I'm trying not to listen, because I don't want this to get out of hand. And from what I could see, Ray just say what's on his mind and say what he's thinking. Ray is not shy from what I could see. So I'm not gonna repeat what Ray is right here saying with these shades on. And he got a suit on, like a burgundy-like suit with a black shirt. I'm not finna do this because Ray is being messy. So I'm not, while he up there thinking to what I said. Ray, stop. He's singing that song. Oh, what I Ray. I'm not finna listen to what you saying right now. You got the shades on. They're doing it here. I don't have on. Jesus. I'm not seeing Aretha smoke it. I just see her in a room with some men. Like she's probably, I get the vibe. I see her like in a room, like kind of like a hotel. She's around other musicians. These people are older than her doing this in front of her. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying she's doing. I see. No, but why is you laughing? You see why I have to go through over here to come over here and tell y'all this shit? And he up there. I ain't never seen Ray before. But when I'm talking about her dad and her, he coming here to my Bray, stop. He keep doing the same shit. So that you know, Ray is he's in a sexual mood, and when he was singing that song, he made that song, that was a sexual song. Cause I see that's how he liked to get down. And he said, yeah, he liked to get high and like to screw. That's what Ray Charles said. With you know what? I can see why women liked Ray. Because I see the way he's doing me right now and his personality. He don't give a fuck. Ray don't care. He gonna do what he wanna do. So that's what he's here doing, and I'm not finna let him get in the real business and take over and say shit. I'm not I like Ray. Just from the little bit he's talking about, come on. No, Ray, I got to finish on this. And I see her sitting there, but it's getting in her system. Oh, Lord have mercy. Aretha was a baby. And these adults, I keep seeing this one man looks kind of heavy set and dark skin. I don't know who he is. I don't know who he looks like. There are other men there, and there are women around this girl, because Aretha was a young girl. When I see her and how this got in her liver, hi, beautiful Dan. He did, I know, baby, I know he did it, but I'm talking about Aretha. I see her around them, but she looks like a little girl. That's what her father's saying too. She's a little girl, and these influences, her father actually couldn't always be with her, even though he was grooming her and putting her in the position to be a big star. It looked like there were a lot of people around her that were her age. They were grown-ups, but I'm telling you, these grown-ups were having sexual relationships around this young girl, and drugs, because I can see them, I can hear it, they're lighting it up, I can smell it, and I see the type of smoke I'm seeing, and the way it plumes and the way it's shaped is not from a cigarette. It's totally different. It's a thicker, from what I'm seeing, it's looking different. And I'm seeing the father saying molested, that Aretha was molested, and she was seduced into, she was kind of groomed to be like a mind control sex slave. And I'm seeing somebody shot her with something. Is that okay, Dad? Good. He said he wasn't around, and he knows that somebody gave her something. I know you're going to think this is crazy, That's why I kind of didn't, I didn't want to get in this, I didn't want to say it, but whatever Aretha was exposed to as a young girl, and I see a needle, she was shot with something. So I don't know if she was shot up and then she shot herself. I don't know what kind of drug she engaged in, but I'm telling you, I see somebody. Well, yeah, but I'm telling you, it was a needle. It wasn't just the smoking. If she was a smoker, I am telling you, she was also, somebody shot her up with something. And the father is saying it was more than one time. And when I looked at Aretha's digestive system, because that's where the cancer started at, but I'm also seeing it behind the pancreas, behind the intestine. Okay, it wasn't just pancreatic. This had moved, and I'm looking towards, I see the rib cage, and I see behind the intestine, like near the rib cage. It was under there, the whole, and this lady suffered in silence, because I'm seeing another disease she had. This wasn't just so-called pancreatic cancer. This was something else. She had other health problems, and I'm seeing it affected her mind, it affected her equilibrium, it affected the brain, it affected the central nervous system, it affected the spine, it affected her legs. I'm wondering, Demetrius, was it heroin? But what I'm telling you, if it was heroin, I am telling you it had something in it. It was not, it had some poison. It had something in it that would start to affect this lady long term and start developing other problems. She knew that something had been done to her that wasn't right, or given to her that started to break her body down. Hi, TP Horton. But she wasn't going to say. She was just like a queen. She was very elegant. She was very dignified. There are things she would never say to us. We don't know her. So we're not in that. The father is breaking down right now. He's very upset because he blamed himself. He's torn up with guilt. It affected her mind. It affected the brain. It affected the hormones and the synaptic triggers or connections in the brain. The way the brain chemistry is, and the spinal cord, and down into the hips, the legs, the feet, and the signals that travel from the brain going into the body, into the limb, sending messages. She started to be off. Her brain started to be off. Her body movements, her motor skills. This is, and the father is just crying right now. Her father is just uncontrollable. He keeps saying that it's his fault. Her father blames himself. Aretha, she's now standing here. She's the tears. She got to the point that she was ready to go because she was tired of struggling, and she felt that she didn't know what to do. There was nobody around her that knew what to do to fix this, and she didn't want to go. She wanted to recover. If there was a way for her to recover and stay here, she still had things to do. She still had concerts. People still wanted to see her, wanted to hear her. There were new plans for her. She wanted to experience it all. Simple things to her like ice cream. She's saying something now about an ice cream cone. I don't know if she liked ice cream cones, but she sang it to me. She's showing me the ice cream. Simple things like going to the park, watching the children play on the little spin around thing in the park. It's like not a merry-go-round with the horses. It's that other little thing. I know it is because I used to love it, where you jump on that metal platform and it's got the handles on there and you hold them and somebody spins around. You go real fast. She said those simple things would have meant so much to her if she could experience them now and just be in her body, to live, to love.
to eat, to dance, to sing, to travel the world. She sang it's a particular wine she loved. It looks dark. I don't know these things. I'm trying to hear her. But she's saying she misses this world. She's still in this world right now. Even though the physical body is separate, she said, I hated being sick. She was a motherfucker. She said some days she didn't want to get up and some days she didn't have the strength to get up. Or the will to will herself to get up. She hated feeling her body waste away and the power leave her body. She said if she could just have another chance to feel the wind on her face. No, she's not at peace because like I just said, she misses her body. She misses her life and the way it was taken from her. The way she suffered so long and fought with something that she could not beat because she did not know the way to cure it. And there were not people around. And then she keeps saying these people were sucking on her, always asking her for things or depending on her to know the answer, to know the way. She keeps saying people kept pulling on me. I don't know what that means. But she's like these people, she said some of these people around her, she know they wanted things. They wanted something and they would do something for her and it wasn't from the heart. They do because they were hoping they would get something or she was going to give them something. And now there's arguing because it came up. There's a little conflict. So I'm going to see what happens as the rest of the year goes by. But she's looking at this. So she's not at peace. Like when this happens, because I deal with this a lot. And I was doing another reading for my friend whose mom passed away. She's been quite delightful. Once she gets used to being an ancestor and sees why things happen, No. Because her father his body's been dead a long time and he's not used to it and he's mad as hell. He still has not crossed over. That's not the way things work, at least for me. So I'll put it that way. We'll agree to respectfully disagree because that's not what I see. I talk to them. I see them. I hear them. I work with them. So I know this has nothing to do with the time, linear time, that they have not been on this side because they still come over here. The way she left was excruciating and it was murder on her soul because her life was taken. Her body was taken through disease that she could not stop and reverse. Nobody's ever at peace when they are murdered or when the body is destroyed because there is some virus, some disease, some cells that start to develop malignantly to attack and eat up the body. There is no peace with that. When someone leaves their body that way, because that means it's against their will. They consciously have not made a decision not to be here because they did not do it to themselves. There is some outside force that is taking their physical vehicle that gives them, hello, Harold Lee Rush, gives them ability to manifest the will of their ancestors in the 3D. She's not happy with that. At 76, she still had a lot of life to give, a lot of love to give. No. But what I'm saying to you, Elizabeth, no, I'm not saying they never have it. That's not what I'm saying. If there is nobody that they can speak to help. Okay. Well, what I'm saying to you from working with these people that come here, very powerful people like her and like her father and their ancestors and basically anybody. Yes. Yeah, I know, and that's what's going on now, Christina. They have to work through. She's now going back in time at the very beginning of her life and the soul mission and the karmic agreements. She's going backwards before she can go forward. And there are things she doesn't understand. And there are things she doesn't know. And she does not, no one taught her. And this is what I know. And this is what I learned from my father. When I started to embrace my father and sing to him and honor him, that's when I realized these are things that I had to learn for him and for myself. And these are things that I'm going to start writing the book on to leave in this world before I leave here. I have to do this for my child and for myself. You have to equip people. Yeah, and that's why I'm wondering, Elizabeth, that's why he came to me, because he doesn't have, people tell you, they lie to us. They tell us that you just live in this life and then when you die, it's over and you go to heaven or you go to hell. That's not true, because you're still alive. The physical body is not, but you're still alive. You get up out of it and you're the same person that's talking to me right now. Nothing's different other than the physical body is gone. You're out of the body, and that starts to deteriorate based on the laws of nature, the laws of metaphysics in the third dimension. That's the agreement. Sure, we can preserve that body, but when you are out of that body, you still remember. You remember what you said, you remember what you did, you remember if you had children or not, you remember what happened to you, especially if you're a very, very psychic, very intuitive person. That's how you lived your life. So if you know something fucked up happened to you, and you did not ground yourself, and you did not balance yourself out and prepare to either stay here or to get ready to move to the other side so that you know where to go. It's just like your first day of school. You're getting ready to go to the first grade. You ain't been to the first grade before. You're going to a new school, new location. You get your classes. You get your teacher name. You know what's first period, second period, third period. Okay, well, you're not going to have peace if somebody don't prepare you and say, when you leave the body, this shit is the same. Outside of the physical self, you're still the same person. Because you can still hear, talk, see, feel. You still know where you lived at. You know where the people you loved and where you hated. You know where they live at too. Especially if you had fucked with them, they were fucking with you. When you was in your body, how you think they pop up at certain places? Or if they don't know how to get there, somebody they know how to find my ass and fucks with me. Because I always look for the common denominator. When somebody comes in here that I know, but they don't know me, and I'm like, uh-oh. How did you get here? Who brought you here? And then I started looking for the link. That's how I figure it out. Because somebody that used to be in a body told them how to get over here. Or they walk them over. Or they astral project over. It's the same thing. You're just not in your skin. So then you have to help the person come to terms with the trauma and deal with soul retrieval. That's how they get peace. That's how they cross over. Hi, Sharon. If they want to, like I just explained, if they come to you and you know how to do it, they allow it. I'll tell you something. Was it yesterday? No, it was Saturday, earlier before I took my nap. My friend whose mother left her body died 2 weeks ago because she wanted to go. She didn't want to fight through the cancer, so she just left. And he said, well, I want you to do another reading on her now that she's transitioned, because she's been coming to me. So I said, okay. And it was easy for me to do because I had her picture in my text, and I had read her as she was transitioning. And I said, you know what? If she doesn't fight, she's not going to stay. But she can stay. There's a chance she can heal. She didn't want to go through the pain because it was hurting. And she never knew pain in that body. So she said she'd rather get the morphine drip and check out. That's what she did 2 weeks ago. So when I saw her picture and I saw her youngest son, and we started to talk, and then she started to tell me things. And how her husband, which is his father, treated her, and how she's now becoming free. And she was telling me a story about his father and how she felt trapped. And as I was repeating what she was saying to her son, she said, oh, oh, wait a minute, because I felt all this emotion welling up, and she didn't know anything about this. So I was totally shocked. I started feeling the pain in her chest from the emotions, and it was flooding her chest, all the hurt and the pain. She started to cry. And then she said, wait a minute, let me ground myself, let me breathe. And I said, and she called her son's name. She said, he taught me that while she was working through the cancer. So I said, wait a minute. And I asked him, I said, she just grounded herself and started to do her deep breathing to balance her energy. She said, you taught her. Do you know what she's talking about? He said, I did. He said, you heard her correctly. He said, a couple months ago, he was with her in the hospital getting her chemo. And she started to tell him when he was away how the father had secretly abused her and was an extreme narcissist. And as he was talking to her, she started to feel extreme anxiety and hurt. And he lit a candle. And he had her on the floor and told her to sit on the floor. He helped her down on the floor. And she crossed her legs. And he told her how to ground and deep breathe. Now that she's on the other side, she's talking to me. He didn't tell me he did this. She stops as I'm repeating. And she said, wait a minute. She starts to ground herself. I died laughing. I said, oh my God, you remembered. She said, yes. I'm using this as I'm going backwards in my life. And she was like 71. To see how she got to that point and deal with the pain of what her husband did to her, who's still here. He was at her funeral and now he's basically zoning out, not talking to anybody. And she didn't have that tool before she got sick. And her son was grooming her to go over to the other side. And now that she's over there, and she was telling me things, tell my son this and tell my son that. And he said, she did say that to me. I do remember. And then she said, wait a minute, this is hurting just to think about it. And she said, wait a minute, hold on. And I said, visualize the candle and it will appear just like in the Matrix, because you're now in the astral. So whatever you saw over here in the third dimension that you had to physically grab the candle, you had to physically light the candle high end, and you had to then sit and meditate. You don't have to go by and grab it, because you're in the astral where everything materializes based on the state of the mind, or dematerializes as a lack of the state of the metaphysics of the mind. The awareness that you are the goddess, you are the creator. So I said, let's do it together. And the candle pops up. I can see the candle with her in the astral. And she showed me, she was in this beautiful house, and a couple of ancestors just came up and said they were with her. And I said, do you know this person? Do you know this white lady? Did you know you had white people in the family? He said, yes, I know who you're talking about. That was my uncle's wife. And I said, they're on this farm. He said, I know what the farm you're talking about. So they had her on this plane. She sits, crosses her legs, and she materializes. Thinks, visualizes, materializes the candle. And she's outside of the physical body. This is what I'm trying to say to you. So yes, people can transition. And Aretha's father's agreeing with me, because he's a master of metaphysics, and he understands the occult and the laws of what do you call it, mental science, or the Think and Grow Rich, which would be mental science. And he's saying yes, and now he's preaching, because you know he's a beautiful orator and preacher. So that's what I do with those people that come to me, or the loved ones. People will say, I don't know, and oh, I do want to say, because I know I don't always say that, I do the celebrity readings publicly because I like them. I love this. This is such an honor to me. I hope I can stay here as long as I can to do these and leave this information behind for you all. It's such an honor to see them and to talk to them and to explain the way I see things on the other side, and how now I help them Like people will say, yeah, I'm saying if you want to get a personal private reading from me, you can. If you find these interesting and engaging, and if you can go find anything I've said to verify anything I've said in these readings, and you trust me, then I offer those. Hi, Yvonne. Hi, beautiful Miss Wilkins. So I do offer them privately. I just like to do these publicly. You say I need more knowledge to the afterlife and the dimensions because I hear a lot of other people and their theories, but never a accurate. Well, if it's somebody coming to you and you go research them, if they're in the family or if there's a public person you can research, go research them to verify. That's what I do. But I trust, because I've done this so long and I've done so many, and then I go check after I do the reading. I don't like to know things about people. I like to hear what they say and then go check. Then you start to verify. But I don't know what spirits you're dealing with, if they're liars. Those are some spirits you don't need to talk to if they do that to you, because I don't deal with those. When people come to me and their body has died, hi, beautiful. Or if they have a loved one, like people will say, I just happened to see your Facebook, or I saw you on YouTube and I didn't know you do readings. I just saw you did them, so I want a reading. And I don't know, I just saw you, or I thought of you. And then they come, well, I want to talk about my boyfriend, because I deal with love, spiritual stuff, money, job. So when they come and they think they want to talk to me about their man or their job or their business they're building, then someone pops up. A so-called dead person that has a dead body, rather, but they're still alive. They pop up and say, hey, would you tell such and such da da da? And I said, okay, let me tell you, there's somebody standing here right now. Or they'll say, I'm the mother, I'm the father, I'm the uncle, even pets, I'm the dog. And they come in and they start to talk, and they said, I didn't call you for that. I didn't know how that was going to jump off. And I said, well, this, and they said, but oh my God, I do want to talk to that person, and I do miss them, it's hurting. I said, well, what happens is they'll follow you around for years, trying to wait for you to get around someone that they can tap into, that hears them and that sees them. Once they know, okay, Ray Charles popping in, I'm not talking to him right now, with his crazy self. They'll start to talk and say, hey, tell such and such this and that, and I look like this and that. And I say, hey, okay, hey Dean, you back. Then I'll start to tell them, and then it goes in another direction. We finished the reading that they asked about, of course, but then the being, that ancestor or that husband or even the pet, will come and start to talk, because there's still some healing, something unresolved. And they usually never say they don't want child manifestation business. I've had some pets tell on people, but they'll tell, but I asked the person, I said in front of the dog, said this and that. They said, that's that, no, you talking about this, that's Juju, that's the dog. I said, okay, you need to speak to the dog and give the dog an offering, because he said this and that. Yes, they will talk. Dogs. I've had some dogs, some cats too. They'll tell them that. Especially if they feel like you're ignoring them, and it's something they wanted, they didn't die right, like they were hit, they were killed, something happened to them, they were sick. They'll come and start talking. If they misuse it, yes, they're close. But usually, you know, I like black cats, I like black dogs, because those are the most spiritual to me. So they're very psychic. They pick up and see, and they hear things. I'm trying to say, what am I? I didn't want to go on this long about it, y'all. This is such a deep one for me, and there's still so many parts to this that I don't know, and parts that are missing. But Aretha Franklin, is an incredible woman, and she carried so much. I'm sure that's why many times people are eaten up with cancer. Women are eaten up with cancer when they hold a lot, and they've dealt with a lot with men, and they've dealt with narcissistic, abusive people, and they can't speak about it, or they feel like they have to tolerate things, and they hold it in because they're always giving, and people are always taking. Then it starts to develop malignantly in the body, especially a woman's body. And many times that's why women have cancer. So she was truly a very regal, very elegant, very powerful woman. Didn't know all of her power. She's listening. It was an honor to look at this. I just feel bad because there's so much sadness. Her father is just really torn up right now. Now the grandmother, I hear the grandmother, the uncle, the auntie. It's a whole bunch of them down here now. They're all circling around. They're crying. I can hear the spirits cry. It sounds like a wailing. So many of them crying at one time. I don't know what her ancestry is, but I actually hear some Native Americans too. They're wailing. They're crying. I'm just getting chills right now. There's so many of them. I wish I could. It's an African tribe. I forgot their name, where they make the sounds, and it's like a wailing sound. This is what this sounds like. And they're all doing it at the same time in unison. And it's for sadness. It's a type of cry for someone that's passed. They're already doing her funeral. In the astral. On the other side, they're already washing her body. They're already touching her face, and they're rubbing her hair. There's a drum beat. There's already a ritual that's taking place that we don't see, secretly taking place. And I just see them saying, we have to wash her. We have to love her. We have to consecrate and anoint her. And the sadness, because they look at her body and they see the pain and the suffering that she did not publicly speak about. And they are crying because they knew she endured it like a warrior. And she, what's that church song? Said when Jesus was crucified and nailed to the cross, he never said a mumbling word. He never said a mumbling word. She did not walk around, and she didn't let us see that she cried and she whined about this. Oh, damn. The phone. The phone. Y'all, I guess that's my cue. The phone. This is very heavy for me. I never want to experience this. But I already experienced this. Now I understand how something similar happened to my father. That pain never goes away. Yeah, but it goes back way before anything developed in our body. It was planted there very early. But see, if I put the charger in, then I'm going to have to do that damn ghetto shit and hold the charger to my face and head and shit. And I'm trying not to get possessed. So see, you know how they do. I'm just trying to keep my cool because her father's standing so close to me. I am really trying to maintain my composure. Like I said, I don't know if I'll deal with this again because it's so heavy. It's so painful. And I see her and it makes me want to cry because her face looks so sad. She's so sad. She's... No, because I didn't want to do this one. So I'll talk to you in a few days. If I need to come to do more, or if I do something. She didn't Levi. That's the four talks I saw her saying down. But why they say that ARETHA died? Because they didn't want to see her like this. It was too soon. It was too soon. No, she's not. Okay, we're going to leave that alone. We're going to leave that alone. She's not at peace with no Heavenly Father. But okay, I don't argue about religion. I'm just telling you what I see on this side. So, they are hungry. You have to feed them. Thank you, Elizabeth. You're so intuitive and so intelligent. I will see you guys soon. This is depressing to me. I've been sad all weekend. I have to get myself together. I'll talk to you all soon. I love you all. Thank you for supporting me and joining me. You can contact me anytime for a private reading at Alexyss K. Tylor VP at gmail.com. I'll be glad to do Private readings for you all. This is just, God is making my head hurt. I just feel pressure in my eyes right now because I don't want to cry. I don't want to be sad. But this is, thank you, Elizabeth. I'm learning to be. I'm really learning to be. So I can share and do the best that I can. I love you too. And so I can, because my father is a wonderful teacher, and he's leading me, guiding me, my grandmother. So I want to help as much as I can while I'm here before I cross over. Because there's so much we need to know, and we need to help ones that we can, so they won't be stuck in limbo and we think they're at peace and they're not. So as I keep going, I'll explain these things to you the best that I can. I'll be back soon because I got to get myself together. This is a hard one.